this heart of mine. It says don't gas me up about how you're different than others. And please don't tell me that you're in love with me when your heart lies with another. It says don't enter my life with an expectation to leave, and don't you dare say things to me that you don't even believe. And please, don't try to eject your words into my thoughts just for me to trust you, and by all means don't try to pretend to be what I'm looking for just for me to love you. But this heart of mine, you see, it's so genuine, it's so humble, it wants to be dumbfounded when it comes to pain because it wants to speed up by the thought of your name. It wants to be only bound to telling the truth, and it looks forward to the day when it can say that I do. And if you actually paid attention, you would know for a fact that it wants to be real and faithful to you. And never once has it wanted to hurt nor use you, and it does everything it can just to get close to you, just to prove how it is not what it used to be. But ironically, we all hold on to things that we've thought we let go of, and that seems to be our own irony. But this heart of mine, it also has a dark side, not normally seen because usually it hides, and only when you seem to cross the line will it rise until its main objective is to hurt you, as you've done me on so many occasions. And I only wanted to give you the world because you made my heart feel as if it was no longer vacant, and I only wanted to treat you like a star because I felt like our only destination could have been elevation. However, that is until you showed me the actions of a fool. And every time you do, darkness seems to cover my heart until hatred is consumed. And just when my anger for you begins to bloom, I think back to when I first met you. Back to when your every word made love to my soul and I was the only one that left to protect you. But now it's as if I can hardly get you. As if I can hardly stand here in the midst of you. It's just like you've become just like everyone else, that virus inside of my heart that makes me want to get rid of you. And until I do, you see I must practice on becoming undoubtedly and emotionally immune to you. But this heart of mine, it used to also be selfish. And without even a second thought, it could break a heart so reckless. Knowing that you would die slowly because at times I left you with no message and no without closure, neither without reason. And it was as if your physical appearance kept you around for a season. And God knows my heart has lied so many times that if you split it down the middle, only the truth could begin leaking. And now I know for a fact that a liar is only a thief. Which would explain why I kidnapped your feelings and used them against you while keeping them to myself for my own selfish reasons. And it's like, what am I doing? And it's like, you were just like an addict. You always did what addicts do. You called me when you needed me. But I never showed up because I never felt like I needed to be. But this heart of mine, now it feels so alone at times. As if I've been put into a room and someone shut the blinds, or I was thrown into a box and cast aside, or worse, I was put outside and left to die. And that's why love feels like humiliation. And it's funny how everyone thinks they know what love is, but no one can present to you the perfect demonstration. That's why this heart of mine, it no longer believes in love. It no longer believes that real love is still alive, and it has never believed in love at first sight because to it, real love is blind. And just because you and me aren't together anymore doesn't necessarily mean that my love for you will resign. It only means that real love never dies. Because if it's actually there, then it's only set aside. And if real love is blind, then my true love could have been around me the whole time, waiting for me to realize only how they should have been mine. But inside our minds, we never stop to think about how bad the love that we have to deal with is. And how in the midst of loving them, how we only seem to leave everyone else behind. So that's why every time you say you love me, my heart dies a little bit more on the inside because it knows for a fact that you've just lied. But it is also realized that real love, if it does exist, then it is only admired by those who can't obtain it because they're too busy thinking that someone will bring it to them only when they feel like it's desired. But this heart of mine, it has found that love. It has found that love that knows what it needs because my God makes me believe that even if you didn't, He will indeed for a fact always love me. And when He is ready for me to have the love of another, He will indeed bring it before me, but that is only if and when I realize He is all I need.